Gallery. Thank you, and it's now the member for Balmain.
Madam Speaker, my question without notice is to the Minister for Transport. Minister, considering Balmain East Wharf as one of the busiest commuter wharfs in Sydney, will the Minister ensure a temporary wharf is provided during the 6 months the main wharf will be closed for upgrading works?
You call the Minister for Transport.
Madam Speaker, I thank the member for his question, and I do appreciate he takes a special interest in public transport and in relation to ensuring his community gets the public transport services that every community deserves. And can I say that I'm very pleased to be able to answer the member's question, but also have an opportunity to talk about our Transport Access Program, which of course involves upgrading stations, interchanges, right across the state, and it also includes our upgrading of wharves. And Madam Speaker, under the Transport Access Program, as I've mentioned to the House before, we currently have 120 projects that are either completed or underway, and these projects make a real difference to commuters, especially those with a mobility impairment, a disability, for our older commuters, and also for parents with prams. And Madam Speaker, I do want to remind the House that in terms of wharves, this government has already completed upgrades at Neutral Bay, Rose Bay, Huntley's Point, and as I'm sure the member for Balmain is aware, we've also already updated the Balmain Thames Street Wharf. In fact, he joined me that time when we
had a temporary wharf there as well.
Correct, because he had the space. I'll get to that. And Madam Speaker, there are 6 other wharf projects underway right now. And Madam Speaker, of course, we do need to heavily continue to invest in infrastructure because we know that they neglected these infrastructure upgrades for too long. And Madam Speaker, the Balmain East Wharf certainly fits into that category. It deserves an upgrade. It's about time it's upgraded. We're very pleased to do that. And Madam Speaker, we know that the only thing the Labor Party was able to deliver in Balmain was the failed Rozelle Metro, which cost taxpayers $500 million. They should have been $500 million they wasted, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, frankly, Madam Speaker, they should have been upgrading these wharves that we are doing now, Madam Speaker. We're upgrading these wharves because they're the right thing to do and the best thing for the community. And Madam Speaker, not only have we delivered and are continuing to deliver these wharf upgrades for the constituents of Balmain, but as this House is aware, we've also introduced and built the brand new light rail extension from Lilyfield to Dulwich Hill, in addition to other transport services. And Madam Speaker, in terms of ferries, we've delivered 50 new services per week across the network, in addition to the 165 services we introduced after they were slashed by the previous Labor government, in particular the former Transport Minister, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, this of course includes extra services to cater for customer needs at Balmain, at Abbotsford, and also at Cabarita, Madam Speaker. And in relation to the specific wharf raised by the member for Balmain, I do want to say that this new wharf will provide better protection from the elements, improve safety for customers, improve accessibility for mobility impaired customers and for parents with prams. It will ensure quicker embarking and disembarking from ferries, and also will ensure future capacity for 2 ferries to berth at the wharf at the same time, which is good news for customers given the demand on services. Madam Speaker, we have considered all the options in relation to providing as little disruption to customers as possible, but it is a constrained site. And construction is expected to start later this year, and the government will work as quickly as possible to complete the construction as soon as possible. And Madam Speaker, we do completely appreciate there's always some inconvenience when we're building major infrastructure, and I do appreciate customers would prefer that we take a shorter period of time to build this wharf, which of course we're doing. We did look at other options, but they weren't feasible, and I do want to assure the commuters of that wharf that we'll build this project as quickly and as efficiently as we can. And in the interim, Madam Speaker, during the construction process, as a member for Balmain might know, customers can catch a 442 bus service from Balmain East Wharf to the city, and extra services, I want to make this important point, extra services will be put on in peak periods during the close down to provide reliable replacement services. So we have looked at all the options, and we will be providing reliable replacement services during the construction process. And customers can of course also access one of the many regular ferry and bus services that operate in the vicinity. And for some customers, we know going to Balmain Wharf is an option which is less than a kilometre away. And I can assure the member that we did consider all the alternative transport plans during the closure of the wharf, and the replacement or additional bus service we believe will assist commuters during this process.